Respect is the watchword of the future of parenting. It's the one word that surfaces every time I look back at my own upbringing. Core to the development of my own self-esteem is the simple beauty of how my parents treated each other in front of us. No sarcasm, just support. No ridicule, just love. No acrimony, just laughter. Accepting the goal of self-sacrifice in return for the happiness of their children. The responsibility of social awareness that's created by laying down the bricks of behavior in the end that create a circle of respect that is the path to the wholeness of self-esteem and happiness, really. It's respect for all living things. It's respect for the earth. It's the respect for our elders. The respect for our government. Ouch. We kind of lost touch on that, haven't we? But respect for each other. And respect for ourselves, respect for those teachers that dedicate their lives at the sacrifice of great financial reward to build character in the children that we deliver to the front door of schools every single day. Respect for patience and learning in a society that demands immediate gratification in every manner. And we need to step back and see that the path that we are on leads to more unhappiness, more loneliness, more substance abuse and emotional bankruptcy due to a general lack of caring about things. And I ask this question often because I'm an older guy. What happened to the days when I was just a boy and I could get on my bike at 10 years old and be gone all day long and no one worried about me? It really happened. No one has a clue for that answer universally, but they do remember the time vividly and will give their own version of that time when asked. So let's go back to the 50s and see what made that time in history allow that to happen. It was the end of World War II, and sacrifice was paramount in the minds of everyone. Women who were forced into the workplace due to the need for skilled labor were allowed to return to the freedom of motherhood. Single parenting, that was a rarity, and life was valued after watching the horrific stories told of genocide and loss of life on all sides. Peace was a concept to be cherished. Family life itself was treasured and renewed by the feeling that hope could build a better world. I don't know what's happened, but we seem to have completely lost sight of that time. War is such a constant in our lives that we have grown to find less value, real value in human life itself. Now it's taken by remote control and drones. Respect for the daily minutiae that makes up the path of family life was valued above monetary rewards. And that's the primary change that seems to have steered our society so far off course. Manners were important. Yes, important. Yes, sir, and no, sir, were taught. Yes, taught. Respect was the word that was used. When was the last time you heard a youngster use those words, really? When was the last time? Kindness was a byproduct of families feeling safe again. Neighbors, well, they were valued as more than the people who lived next door. They were friends, and they were an extension of your family. And the word community was used often. And where is that gone? The me generation hijacked the value of the neighborhood thing and traded it for self-serving upward mobility. Movies were made about the values of having neighbors you could count on. I need you to do me a huge favor. I beg you this. Find the movie Meet John Doe and get your whole family together. Make a huge bath of popcorn and spoil yourself with real butter. Take all the cell phones and iPads and put them out of sight and hearing distance. And settle in for a bit of corn. Because it's a corny movie by today's standards. However, it gives me goosebumps to think about it. And I love corny. This is the neighborhood equivalent of It's a Wonderful Life movie. Matter of fact, it was directed by the same guy, the fabulous king of corn, Frank Capra. Frankly speaking, pun intended, that's what we're missing today. The love of things corny and real. The movie starts out kind of slowly, but don't cheat it and fast forward. The beginning parts of the movie set up, for me, the most important speech needed today in our world. Gary Cooper, a great actor, delivers a speech as John Doe. It's written by a reporter who gleaned some words from her father's diary about the value of neighbors in our lives. Where we cared about our neighbors, and did our best to watch over each other because we valued each other in a way that made the world a better place for all of us to live. Instead, I don't know, these days we seem to wave and run off to things more important, like designer coffee and making sure we're doing a little texting while we're driving, but not actually sitting down and having a chat with our neighbors. I can't get enough of that speech that he gives to the radio audience. I promise you'll love it. It starts with the snowball of John Doe clubs. They form where the sole goal is reaching out to your neighbor to see if possibly, just any way, they could be better off with your friendship and help. Maybe it's time, when I think about it, for a real John Doe political party to be formed. Common sense, things like that. It'd certainly be better than the alternative to the incredibly selfish partisanship that we have to face each day on the news. Makes us look bad. Really, who amongst us, all of us, feel truly represented by caring in Washington, D.C.? Caring and corny could be a great alternative to the cynicism and the greed that we've become mired in today. My name is John Trayser, and I'm just a grateful dad. I hope you're doing well today.